gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane. Making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche.
Hey everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me now. I think I'm a lot. I don't know why the color is off here, but whatever. We'll figure that out. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the most interactive wrestling stream on the interweb. Welcome back to Big Ohm Live. We've got a lot to get through, a lot to cover, and a lot to talk about because the day that we have been waiting nearly a year and a half for finally happened. John Cena's last match took place live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. I was there in living color, and I have a vlog up that goes through all the shenanigans and all the insides and outs of going to that show, what it felt like, what the vibe was, and more importantly, what the experience was like for someone who witnessed John Cena's entire career like I did. And I think overall, first of all, gotta do it. The only piece of John Cena merch I own right now, well, actually, no, I own 3 now because I got other stuff. I got 2 other shirts at the arena, but the only piece of John Cena merch before Saturday that I actually ever owned was this hat that I got in Toronto. The wild thing about this hat is, so I buy this hat in Toronto at the Elimination Chamber show I went to, and I ended up leaving this in the rental car that Kenny and Brian, because they were dropping me off at my hotel, I ended up leaving it in the rental car. So then Kenny Baum and just Brian found this hat, and Brian took it home with him. This was on his it was in his display for a while. Bro held on to it. And finally, by the time of John Cena's last match, it made its way back over to its rightful owner. So shout out to Brian for holding on to the goodies for me. But yeah, John Cena's last match was an experience. I mentioned this in the vlog, and definitely go check it out if you guys haven't. But there was a very apparent energy about this show that was very all-encompassing for the entire city of Washington, D.C. And for a sports event of this type in this city, as long as I've been around it, I have not seen many things that really pair up to it or compare. The only things that I could even think about where it's the entire city was captivated by it was either the Nats World Series run back in 2019 or the Caps Stanley Cup run in 2018. Other than that, I don't really see a comparison for what this was, and just the way that the city was just enthralled by it. It's truly one of a kind in that respect, and it was a one of a kind experience. But you guys also are about to get a one of a kind experience because I'm going to be with you for the next hour-ish, maybe. Depends on how long I can get by. But we're going to talk about John Cena's last match. We're going to talk about some news and notes of AEW, with AEW now reportedly announcing officially some future events. The location of Dynasty, the first ever international edition of AEW Dynasty, and they're making their pay-per-view debut at a destination. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about the big Manchester show they have. AEW selling 10,000 plus tickets for Dynamite for the first time since the Grand Slam edition of Dynamite a couple of months ago from Mexico City. So we'll talk about that and so much more. You guys know it's a fan-run show. You have a question, please leave it in the chat. If you want to guarantee your question or statement is read out, answered live on the air, the best 2 ways to do that are by either becoming a member for $5 a month or by leaving a super chat. So if you can, please do that. And even if you can't, that's all good. We'll try to get through some of these chats as best we can. But please leave a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps out the algorithm, helps the channel grow, helps the show, and helps support the Real Take movement. We got everybody in the chat here. We got Eric Douglas asking, do you think Jay was drunk? You talking about Jay Uso? Do I think Jay Uso was drunk? This is a very good question because for those of you who were not aware, Jay Uso did an interview, and I think I can probably get away with playing a section at least of this interview that he did with the always great Kathy Kelly. So here it is. Yeah, Jay Uso. This is crazy. So okay, here I got it. I actually pulled it up this time. So here it is. Jay Uso doing an interview with Kathy Kelly at John Cena's last match. This actually, I didn't see this when I was there in the arena, but apparently this made air. So let's take a look.
Man, look, I don't believe him because he left them raggedy ass sketches in the ring, cuz I don't even know what kind of brand them is. But let down with John, love you, dog. I'm a golf, so I'm cussing.
You can't cuss. You can get emotional, though. Give us a yeet and be on your way, okay?
Yeah, bro was cooked. I mean, like, shout out to Jay. He was cooked. It was pretty obvious he was cooked. Everyone was celebrating. The one thing I will say is, man, Jay Uso, he I don't know, he's testing the waters here with the amount of interviews he does when he's kind of cooked. But hey, it was a fun night. We all know that it was an emotional night. We all know that it was a very celebratory night. But yeah, I mean, as Kadar in the chat says, Jay was tripping. Yeah, he didn't even say yeet at the end. That's the crazy thing. He didn't even say yeet at the end. Finally canceling Peacock. I mean, why did you still have it? I'm okay with John saying John Cena losing, but him tapping out so lackluster. Not to mention there could have been a better way to beat him, like pass out or just pin. I'll get to my thoughts on this. I was not as down on this as I think other people are, though. I knew he was going to lose, but the way he lost made no sense. Interesting. Just smart booking for once from Hunter. Put the already heel over against the babyface. Makes sense. People who are mad are just nostalgic, and that I think plays into this. And in my view, I think that's a really good point there. You think Gunther will get the Roman Reigns after WrestleMania 33 treatment from the crowd tonight? Oh, I just put myself down. That's crazy. Do I think he's gonna get the WrestleMania? Oh, like the big dog is my yard now. It's quite possible he gets that. I'm not like, I don't know, maybe. I just he's gonna make an appearance tonight. We know that he will be making an appearance. He's confirmed for the show. It would be smart for them to capitalize on it. I think, and yeah, I think he should. I did like the match between John Cena and Gunther, but the ending was questionable, Omer, because you don't know this, but John Cena was my favorite wrestler. As a fan, it left a bad taste in me, and I think that's kind of the point. I believe that is kind of the point here. They want you to be mad. They want you to feel that. And I think that in that way, it was actually a pretty smart decision. Agreeing or disagreeing with booking decisions is whatever. From that standpoint, I guess I do agree with it. I think the way they did it was probably it was one of the many ways you could have done it. But the story that they told going into the match was John Cena, I'm going to make you tap out. That's what Gunther said in the promo leading into it. That was the big narrative. Would John Cena give up? All that kind of stuff. And in the end, I think, the ending sequence I actually liked. And I understand that people are going to be mad. People are going to be feeling whatever type of way they feel about John Cena. But I thought the sequence, the back and forth with Gunther, attempting to create a big, I guess, battle with Cena, over this headlock. They're going back and forth. Cena's countering it. Cena's trying to hit him with an FU. Gunther counters that counter and back into the headlock. I liked what they did with that sequence. And then to end it off with Gunther wrapping Cena up to the ground one last time, and after being put in this headlock for what felt like the entire third act of this match, Cena is just like, he's got me. I'm too old. Wolverine is he's old man Logan now. I ain't getting out of this. My time is up. And I think that's what happened. He said, my time is up. I'm not good enough to get out of it. And sometimes, instead of being persistent, sometimes instead of being stubborn in the face of something, as which is as trivial as a wrestling match can be, you just gotta know when you're done. And I think that's what it was. I think John Cena, the character, knew that he was done. I think that John Cena, the WWE character, was like, I have nothing left to give, and I'm done. And that's what happened. And I understand why people are mad about it. I understand why people may feel some type of way about it. But for me personally, I thought it was good storytelling. And, people forget, man, the match itself I thought was very good. I enjoyed it. Is it John Cena's best match since he's been back? No. Was it the most engaging match since he's been back? No. But it was a good one, man. And I'll tell you, out of all of the matches that he's had this year, the coolest moment, I think, that he has had in any of his matches this year was when he's in this headlock and they do the whole arm up in the air. The ref's checking on him. So 1, 2, and then on the third one, they raise his arm, it drops down, and he does this. Okay. I thought that was cool as hell. So, I'm good with this. I liked it. I know that people are in disagreement with that, but I personally loved it. Gunther should start dog walking Cody at Mania. It's a second. Yeah, I would do that too. Gunther is now a diabolical heel, as he should be. Gunther still tapped out to Jey Uso. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, he ain't lying, though. He ain't lying. What's up, Gerard Clark? The DC crowd chanting AEW, AEW at the post press conference will be Tony Khan's opportunity, including WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. What do you think, Omer? I think it was certainly a sign that the WWE, many of the WWE fans are upset. And it's weird, because, look, WWE has done a lot of, weird and bad, and Triple H himself has made a lot of bogus and boneheaded bad booking decisions this year. And, the show has been virtually unwatchable and all of the above, right? At the same time, it's so weird that a decision that I think most people could have predicted and probably would have been yeah, that's the most logical way it could have gone, that they did, is the thing that has finally, I think, broken the dam of the WWE fans' discontent. I don't think that you're gonna have a lot of people go and watch AEW because of this, but it's not a good look for WWE. For not only, Triple H getting booed or whatever because people know he's a decision maker, it's gonna happen, but for people at the Capital One Arena to be chanting AEW in the arena and then following that, on the outside when Triple H comes out, when they were doing the post show, I think that, it does show that, hey, look, there is an alternative. That's WWE fans in a weird, subtle way saying, hey man, you did not cook. We're not enjoying this. And it's Triple H's job now to take this moment, capitalize on it in a way that feels engaging, in a way that feels cool, in a way that feels and makes fans feel better about the product. Do you think Tony Khan could have done better with the Cena heel turn storyline? Absolutely. My old cat could have done better with the John Cena heel turn storyline than WWE did. This was genuinely the biggest fumble in wrestling history, probably. So are we getting Omar? What? So are we getting Omar signing with WWE tonight? Probably. Look, if there's a dotted line to sign, I will. I'm just not doing no Saudi blood money shows. Now that John Cena is retired from pro wrestling, how would you, Omar, summarize his career impact on wrestling? Would you put him in top 10? It's subjective, right? The top 10 kind of stuff. But what I will say is, I think that no one represented the top guy moniker in the way that John Cena has. When you think of the stereotypical WWE top guy, I think it is John Cena. He represents that more than Hogan did. He represents that certainly more than guys like Triple H or Shawn Michaels did. He represents that way better and I would say bigger than Roman Reigns does. I think really, like, when you think of company guy, when you think of WWE, John Cena is the person that comes to mind. John Cena is the character that comes to mind. And I think the fact that no matter how bad the character was, no matter how little WWE cared to put into that character, that Cena was still able to go out there and cook and have like big matches. They called him Big Match John for a reason. Like, he was a true main eventer, and I think he is like that quintessential WWE main event guy. And it was, I spoke about this again in my vlog, but the way that Cena, just absolutely changed up the perception of him. Like, I think all he really needed was to get away from the world title picture, because once he got away from the world title picture, I think things became a whole hell of a lot easier for John Cena. I think that, it became less of a crutch because people didn't view him as a guy who was going to hog the title. People didn't view him as a guy who was going to, take unearned wins or whatever. And he was losing a bit too. John Cena took a loss to Kevin Owens. He, had his matches with Rusev. He put Rusev over. People forget that. I think that humility, that little bit of humility that the Cena character showed in those years, having the matches with AJ, losing to AJ Styles, like, that humility, I think, endeared him to the fans because they didn't just view him as Super Cena anymore. And you got to enjoy the big matches that John Cena would do. You got to, truly enjoy what big match John was. And above that, like, he's a pop culture phenomenon. His name is John Cena. Like, there's so many memes associated with him. Like, the "you can't see me" stuff, it transcends pro wrestling. I mean, and he's a great actor. Like, I was like, he's a better actor than The Rock, right? Like, just talent-wise. So, from my point of view, I think he's everything that WWE could have wanted him to be, and then some. And it really speaks to John Cena and, what he's just what he's been able to do. And what he was given a lot of times was not great. What he was given a lot of times was not necessarily the best material or whatever. But, man, he is a guy who went out there and made the most of it. So I got to give it up to him. Is he in my top 10 in North America or in America? Yes. I will put him in my top 10 of American wrestlers all time. I'm not putting him in my top 10, all time, because that's like a, again, that's subjective. I think John Cena is genuinely one of the greatest of all time. I think that there's no question he's one of them. And I think, that's fine because there have been so many great wrestlers. Is he the biggest of all time? He's up there too. Like, I would say you put him, Stone Cold, and The Rock right up there in that same category as the biggest of all time. So that's just what I think, and we will see what happens with the future I know there's a lot of talk about John Cena potentially wrestling in Saudi Arabia, even though he has said that, this is his last match. He's not doing any more. I was talking to a fan at the Capital One Arena, actually, just the other day at the show. And one of the things that we were kind of discussing was whether or not Cena was going to be active following Saturday night's main event. Was this actually going to be his final match? And for me, I mean, I believe him. I believe him truly when he says that, this is going to be the final thing that you see. You will never see me wrestle again. I think all of that is just true. I think all of that is Cena telling you, like, from the heart what he intends. That being said, I'm not entirely certain that that's what will end up happening. I am, and I'll make this bold prediction. Cena said at the beginning of the year that this would be the last time you see him physically doing stuff in the ring. That is what he said. Physically, he would be done in the ring. And to me, that interpretation includes wrestling, but also brawling and that kind of stuff. Aside from like the one-off, Cena's here to give the attitude adjustment. Ha ha. I think there could be a case where Cena comes back eventually to do a brawl, kind of like how Stone Cold did, but without the bell actually ringing a couple of years ago at Mania with Kevin Owens. And I think that could be a very interesting, thing that they could do, because I fully expect John to in some way, shape, or form be involved with the Saudi show they have coming up in 2027. If he's like announced as a wrestler for that show, that's going to be quite the scandal online. But I don't believe that he would do that. I mean, look, $10 million could change his mind, but I don't believe Cena would come back, though. John Cena is the greatest WWE employee of all time, not wrestler. I mean, hey, man, I'm not going to argue with that. He actually he is, yeah. Remember, he put Solo and Austin Theory over too, even though WWE fumbled them after. Yep. Do you see Raquel Rodriguez becoming the Raw Women's Champion tonight? Probably not. Listen, you're going to meet Prince. He's going to give you $1 million. Would you rather take a hair whip from Bianca or a chop from... the hair whip. The chop from Gunther to the chest? No. At least the hair whip, it'll keep me on like the side or something. I can I can defend myself a little bit here. No, that chop from Gunther chopping me down. Like, he's a big dude. He's like 6 feet something tall. I'm like, 5'6" on a good day. Boom. No, I'm not taking that. If you think I'm taking that, you got another thing coming. Got me all messed up. I'm not doing any of that. Damn it. You taking a chop from Gunther. If I look like taking a chop from Gunther, dog. What do I look like taking a chop from Gunther? You know what I look like? An a-hole. If I didn't tell you to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Guys, be sure to smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. And remember, if you want to guarantee your question or statement is answered at length live on the air, be sure to leave a super chat. Listen, Cena, Prince wants to pay you $15 million. People say Triple H is going to make a corporate group as Triple H in making CM Punk a heel of the group. Corporate Punk is something that I think fans have really wanted. I don't trust WWE to do it correctly, but I figure that they will do it eventually. But we will certainly see. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Let me know. We also have a bunch of stuff to get to, actually. There's like a bunch of aggregation news. Oh, here's a tidbit. So Triple H was said to have a smile on his face in Gorilla over the reaction to the John Cena finish. So, I mean, like, he knew. He was like, I worked him. We did it. We got Kenny Baum, friend of the show, Kenny Baum, who was in the vlog. So go check that out. That was in collaboration with Kenneth Bombington. What's up, Kenny? Good to see you, my man. Do you think that it's time for heel authority Triple H to return? No, I don't want to see that man do anything on TV. I think Triple H is horrible for business. I think Triple H is bad for entertainment. I think he should just focus on booking a better show and less time focused on his extracurricular activities outside of WWE. I don't want to see him on TV if he's not booking the show properly. That's just my opinion, my view, but yeah. One second. Guys, it's a great time to check out the channel. Actually, nah, I'm multitasking. I apologize. I would like to see a heel Tony Khan. Never want to see a heel Tony Khan. Never want to see a heel Tony Khan. Many people predicting CM Punk is going to bring the fire burns for January 5th. New look, do you agree? What is that based off of? I don't know. Maybe. I think it would be cool if he came back to that, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Alrighty. Sorry. Duty calls, as you guys know. Heel Tony impression. I did it! It was me, Tony! It was me all along. I'm Tony. Hi, I'm Tony Khan. I'm Tony Khan. That's right, Kenny. It was me. I was working with the Don Callis family this entire time. And AEW is going to be as big as it's ever been. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh. It was me, Tony. It was me all along. I don't know. Something like that. But I would hate to see Tony be a character. I don't want to see that crap. Gunther is the one guy I respect in the business. IDK about y'all. I mean, I respect a lot of people in the business. One person I do respect and I feel really bad for right now, though, is one and only Bobby Lashley. Is reported by FightfulSelect.com. Bobby Lashley is legitimately injured. It said he's going to miss quite a bit of time. Get well soon, Bobby. Don't believe we have insight on the injury, but unfortunate to hear that. Fortunate, though, to hear two of the following things. Number one, there we go. Always fortunate to hear Jericho, I guess. But fortunate to hear this. WWE reportedly wanted Donald Trump to attend John Cena's final match, but he ended up deciding not to attend. This is one of the first things that President Trump has done in this administration I've agreed with. No, I don't think he should have shown up to that event. You know why? Because if he had shown up, I would have had to walk my ass out of here because I don't fuck with that fascist piece of shit. But other fascists were there. RFK was in the front row, apparently right next to like that little crew, like the Kevin Owens, Elias. Elias was also there. That was crazy. But all of them were there. So unfortunately, had to share the arena with that ass clown. But yeah. No Trump. We stand that. We stand that. Thank you, my humana thick king, Donald Trump, for not showing up, because that would have been, I mean, he also would have got booed out of the fucking building anyway. But some real good news, though. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kazuchika Okada officially confirmed to be the main event of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 20, the 20th edition of Wrestle Kingdom, Tanahashi's final match. And on top of it all, He was the guy that brought 50,000 people to this show. Hiroshi Tanahashi's legacy means so much that Wrestle Kingdom, for the second time now in its current configuration, has been sold out, and now they are set to have one of the biggest Wrestle Kingdoms in well over a decade. Shout out to Hiroshi Tanahashi. Shout out to the draw that is Kazuchika Okada. 10 Rainmakers, probably like 50 at this point. Bro, we had fucking politics in WWE building at John Cena's final match. What a waste. Don't bring that stuff in WWE. No, well, it's already there. Triple H is on like whatever council, which is probably why he doesn't show up with SmackDown. Anyway, what do you mean I wasn't there, Elmer? Oh, I forgot. Wall Street Money is Trump. Look, let me tell you, Bryan Danielson is a great guy. Great guy. I don't know what he believes. He's a vegan. I don't like that. But he's a great guy, great wrestler. He really fights in there. I don't know. I don't even know Wall Street Money. Other bits of news as we are zooming through this. AEW Dynasty 2026 is coming to Vancouver, British Columbia. Shout out to Mr. Dubs, the one and only Mr. Dubs, the pride of Vancouver. AEW Dynasty is coming to you at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, April 12th, 2026. That's sure to be an interesting show. It's the week before WrestleMania, actually. So that's a big one. Also, AEW, we're just zooming through this. According to PW Insider, AEW Dark Stocking Stuffer was a Tony Khan idea that he wanted to make sure Cardiff fans had a chance to get something unique and special while showcasing more of the roster. For those of you who don't know, AEW Dark was taken off the air a couple of years ago when AEW redid their media rights deal back in 2023, and that meant that Dark went away. That meant that Collision came in, and it looks like for one night only they brought back AEW Dark. That is cool. They gave the fans over in Cardiff a little bit of something, and on top of it, they were able to shoot some good content. And I think, if their contract allows them, they should definitely consider bringing AEW Dark back full time. I think the AEW Dark allowed, a lot more people exposure to the AEW product than otherwise would have. And you look at when Dark went away, it coincides when a little bit of the popularity went away. The AEW. I'm not gonna say that it had this big impact, but when you have shows that feature pretty prominent talent like Orange Cassidy's or John Moxley's or whatever that are available for free, then that's in turn going to make people tune in and be more in tune with your product. I think that's a benefit to your company than not being a benefit. But yeah, Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela, cooked, man. They used to cook on Dark. Bryan Danielson used to wrestle under a mask. Cody Rhodes used to wrestle under a mask on Dark. I'm so disappointed by Wrestle Kingdom 20. Can't believe how weak the card is. They don't even have KO Bros on, and they're red hot. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a one-match card. Really two matches, because, of course, Yota Tsuji probably, inshallah, going to win the New Japan, the IWGP, World Championship from Konosuke Takeshita. But, yeah, I mean, this is a show they built completely around Tanahashi's last match. And, look, the last match nostalgia, it wins, man. It wins. When do you see Adam Copeland returning? Probably around Dark. Or, sorry, not Dark. Dynasty. I would expect to see Copeland back before they go to Canada. They're slated to do a couple of shows in Canada starting in early April. I would expect to see him back by Revolution. He's filming some stuff right now. People are like, oh, his contract is up. No, none of that was true. It's all BS. It's all people speculating. It's not true. He signed reportedly a 3-year deal with AEW a couple of years ago when he first signed in October of 2023. He is under a contract for at least through October of next year. At least. Do you see Am Cole returning. He was Am Cole, baby. Look, we don't know, man. Adam Cole suffered, some very serious post-concussion syndrome following, following his return last year. That's why he had to drop the belt. Kenny Baum and I were we were there at All In. Considering some of the stuff Tony said about it publicly and, just like the reports about it, I mean, if he does return, I don't see it being in a wrestling capacity right now. Anywhere definitely not in the near future. I don't even see it in the distant future at this point. I think if he comes back, he would either be a mouthpiece or he would be on commentary or something. Or maybe like a general manager type role. If Takeshita loses at Wrestle Kingdom, then Okada needs to lose against Tana, especially if Takeshita beats Okada in the Continental Classic. I think so too. I think they should cost each other their matches. Chris Jericho is coming to WWE, 100% confirmed. I think so. Will AEW Revolution have an afternoon showing next year in 2026? Well, they have announced the date. I don't know if they've officially announced the time. Let's see. I'll pull it up right now. Well, right now it is listed at 4 p.m. Pacific, which means 7 p.m. Excuse me. Well, apologies. It's 4 p.m. doors open. So, this would be an 8 p.m. Eastern time, like a night start, same time as they usually start. I think if AEW is doing a Sunday pay-per-view, they should do it in the afternoon. The issue with doing it, though, on the West Coast, like doing an afternoon show on the West Coast is, if you want to make it like, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, on the East Coast, or a 4 p.m. start time on the East Coast, that's going to mean you have to have people in the building by 1 p.m., which I think people would do, but we'll see. How much did you pay for John Cena tickets? That's what we're not telling. Subscribe to members. Become a member, and I'll tell you. Do you think that 2026 WWE will be a good year? I hope so. I think WWE and Triple H specifically need to do a bit of an overhaul on the creative side of things, but I hope so. Do you think Samoa Joe is going to retain the title at World's End? No. I think MJF takes it. I think he cashes in and he takes it. Is that wishful thinking on my part? Perhaps, but I think MJF is going to take that thing. What else you guys want to talk about? Actually, you guys want to talk about this? This is actually really funny because I actually do want to talk about this. Wait, this poll is crazy. Wait, the poll, the John Cena last match? 50-50. Y'all are really, this is 50-50 right now? We got 26 votes in. Did you like John Cena's last match? 50% of you said yes, 50% of you said no. Y'all are wild. Omer, you sound extremely depressed. I'm just very tired. I had no sleep virtually. Work is killing me. I'm an overworked bee right now. I'm an overworked worker bee, and I'm very tired. So that's why my voice is a little scraggly or whatever. Scraggly, whatever that word is. Yeah. You keep ducking my jokes. What do you mean? Do you think Tekla screws Hater at World's End? That's not a joke. That's a finish. It's a finish. Maybe. Listen, Liv Morgan will be a top star. She's gonna have main event WrestleMania. Why does it sound like Booker T when he was in TNA? MJF was already in Hollywood. He doesn't need to water down. MJF is coming back. He's coming back. MJF is the future of WWE if he goes. If Triple H lets him be, absolutely, he can be. Does Raw Kawana's special time today come on a special time? It should be regular time, right? 8 p.m. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. today, Eastern. Same time. MJF is better off in AEW. I mean, I like him better in AEW. I think AEW probably needs him more. They need him more. And on top of it, I think, MJF in WWE, I'm not, he wouldn't be able to cut the same promos. He wouldn't be able to have the same type of matches and take the same type of creative, you know, uh, liberties that he does. I just don't think that it would be as enjoyable for me personally. One of my best friends is attending Raw tonight. I told her she's going to be extremely depressed by the end of it. We will see. Yes, Tekla screws Jamie at World's End. I'm y'all are getting me on board with that. Maybe a commentator, manager, ambassador. I wonder if Chris Jericho is having second thoughts about retiring in WWE. If they can do to John Cena, then it can be done to him. I mean, I don't think Chris Jericho would mind going out on his back. I don't think that most wrestlers don't have a huge gripe with going out as the loser in their match. I think most wrestlers are I mean, John Cena is probably the exception to this, but most wrestlers are concerned with how they get there. Jericho would be one of those guys who would probably be more meticulous than others in how he gets there. That being said, I don't think he ends up doing his retirement in WWE. I think he does a WWE retirement, but I think he has his last match in AEW or elsewhere for that matter. Imagine sitting through both SmackDown and Raw on the same day. Shout out to Grand Rapids, Michigan. They are going to be doing that next week, and shout out to them, man. What are your thoughts on Braun Breaker's future as the world champion? The future is very bright if WWE allows him to shine. What do you think of women's Anarchy in the Arena at All In London or Double or Nothing? I mean, Anarchy in the Arena, probably a Double or Nothing. I'd be down with the women's one. I just hope, I want them to tell a story, though, with it. I would hope they tell a story with it. Because those women can cook, man. The women, I would argue, are probably more equipped to cook than the men right now in AEW, just given the roster limitations. But I think they need more time. I think they need more storytelling. Remember, Triple H is the best the system. Wait, what? Remember, Triple H best the system and avoided going out on his back. Shout out to Triple H, man. Shout out to Triple H, I guess. Anarchy in the Arena is good, but I don't want every match to have a female version. I know what they can cook, but we need story. I agree with that. Toni Storm better than Becky? Right now, yeah. All time, I would still put Becky. Blood and Guts had a story, so it made sense. Yeah, Blood and Guts, they did. It was a very long story. Some would say dragged out, but yes, they certainly did. Man, am I late? About 48 minutes into this thing, damn it. By God. Guys, even if you're late, do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. There's like 20 of you watching right now, and I appreciate every single one of you. I love every single one of you. Let's get this number up. Because I know damn well all 20 of you haven't hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. Become a member if you haven't already. Get yourself access to some exclusive perks and get yourself access to some fun chat emotes and whatnot. And guarantee your question gets read out on the air. We got Sharon in the chat. What's up, Sharon? No way is that Becky is better in the long run. I think Becky is better. I think Becky all time is still better. We'll see where things go. Toni Storm right now is certainly better, but all time, I mean, you still have to give it to Becky. It's just longer track record and more moments. Who are you talking about a retirement match? Just now I was talking about Jericho. I spoke about John Cena's retirement match. I actually liked what they did, contrary to what basically everyone online. Well, that's 50% of people online, because right now we have a poll up in the chat. 28 votes. 50% say they liked John Cena's last match. 50% say they didn't. Christopher says 22 likes. Shout out to Christopher. So MJF is back Wednesday? I would assume so. All right, Omer is depressed. He's giving out bad takes. We get it. He went to WWE show and it was ass. I mean, look. I liked the main event. The opening match with Oba and Cody, I thought was on track to be an epic encounter that they ruined. That they absolutely ruined with cluster puck booking that was bad, but That's WWE. I'm used to them doing that, and I'm used to them giving non-finishes. I'm used to them, like doing the whole thing where it's like, oh, Drew and Cody, they're gonna have another match for the title, even though Drew has lost like 3 in a row, and somehow he keeps getting title shots. How does that work? I don't know. Where do you think Jericho's gonna land? Oh, he's coming to WWE. I think he's coming to WWE. Expect him by the Rumble. Heel Cena should have never happened. The way it did, no, it shouldn't have. I agree. Then TK will elevate both Anna Jay, Ty Mello, not just the tag team, but in singles competition. Inshallah, man. Inshallah. I don't know. I think that, Tony's going in a different direction right now. I don't see how Jericho can ever be relevant again. Oh, give it 3 months. I love Sol Ruka versus Bayley. I did enjoy that too. I thought that was like, of the 3 other matches, that was the only one that I really enjoyed. Outside of the main event. I mean, main event was great. And again, Cody versus Obo was on its way to being great. I just thought it was just bogus. It was absolute bogus crap, and the way they ended that. Anna Jay seems to be out of there, not according to her contract. Well, if the rumors are to be believed, the rumor and the innuendo, we will see. Hit that like button, subscribe, and become a channel member today for more rumor and innuendo. And if you Cena saying I quit on his last match would be poetic. It could have been an I quit match. Like, that would have been crazy. I heard Jey Uso was drunk in that promo. It's not confirmed. It sounded that way though. Let me just tell you. It sounded that way though. And if you think it wasn't, I think you got another thing coming. Anna Jay needs to leave, though. She isn't growing and improving in AEW. I think she's improving. She's just not highlighted. She's just here's the thing. She's basically on every edition of Collision. I just think a lot of people just don't watch it. So in their eyes, it's out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, or whatever, which I understand. That's what I said in the post above. So you think Jericho will end up being thrown away after 3 months? No. I think no. I mean the opposite. I think Jericho's gonna be fine after 3 months. I love Lash Legend. Lash is good. Lash is very good. She's got a lot of potential. And if you think she doesn't, you got another. And let me stop. Kenny. Stop. Help me stop, Kenneth. By the way, guys, if you guys want to see something cool, if you haven't already seen it, I'm just going to plug it real quick here. I did a vlog alongside Kenny Baum and Just Brian that was released earlier today. You guys can check that out right here. I went to John Cena's last match. It was an emotional time. You guys can check that out. It is on the main channel. Be sure to go check that out. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. 20 minutes plus of absolute nonsense and emotion. So go check that out. And check out some of the other videos. So why I stopped watching WWE, it's still pretty relevant because all my criticisms are the same. But then again, WWE's in-ring work doesn't require anything, so maybe Anna Jay will be fine though. I mean, that's true. Actually, no, in the women's division, in-ring work matters way more than the men's division. In the women's division, that's a large part of how you get over. Gunther coming out is going to be an ish show, absolutely. What gimmick can Jericho possibly come up with that would make him interesting? We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not a huge fan of Jericho in the moment, but he is able to reinvent himself like it is nobody's business. I think in WWE, given all the creative levers there and all of the resources available to him, I think he's going to be able to. I'm glad Tony and Mina lost. I did enjoy Willow and Holly Cameron picking up that victory. Feel the wrath! Feel the wrath! Feel the wrath! Oh wait, hold up. Yo, wait. Man, guys, live in the building, we have Triple H. We have Paul Triple H Levesque. And he is about to tell us his reaction to the fan backlash against him and WWE. He's going to tell us about the fan backlash against him and WWE that happened after John Cena's last match. Here he is. Welcome to the program, Paul Triple H Levesque. Let's listen to what he has to say.
We want to do what we do, 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 what we do. That's what we do. What we do, what we do, what we do. It's what we do, what we do. It's why we do what we do. What we do, what we do, what we do, what we do.
What we do, what we do,
what we do, what we do,
what we do,
what we do, what we do, what we do,
what we do,
what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do,
what we do, do. It's just like maybe he got that from Michael Hayes' do.
What we do, what we do, what we do. We do what we do, what we do, of what we do, what we do, what we do, what we do, of what we do, what we do, why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do.
Oh, you see that? He gave like a little emotional one. He gave a little emotional. That's why we do what we do.
We do what we do. That's why we do what we do. We want to do what we do.
Bro. Triple H is funny, bro. He's funny. Oh, what we do count our money. You sucker. That's what he did, though. That's literally what he did. That's what he do. What he do. That is what he do. More like do. Yeah, more like do. Oh, man, here we go. The most overchanted in AEW and WWE. Whoa. And we want no, we don't. No, we don't want that. We want that that certified creep. That freaky dude, bro. We don't want that. When is your problems I have with NXT video coming? Should be like before the end of the year. Oh my gosh. He says, bro was listening to. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm not saying that. Triple H is going to hear it. So I'm scared. Why be scared? Not your job. I'm very excited to watch AEW Dark tomorrow. LOL to that clip. I mean, yeah, this is objectively like hilarious. Is what we do. What we do, pal. What we do. What we do. What we do. What we do. What do. Oh my god, bro. Shout out to it looks like it was KBD or sorry, KDB underscore 0306 who posted that. Shout out and credit to them. Read my post about AEW Dark. Oh my goodness. The neediness in the chat today. AEW Dark is coming back tomorrow, but it's one night only. God dang you, Tony Khan. Do. What we do. 10 days until Christmas. 10 days until Christmas. Okay, 32 votes in, and this poll is still at 50-50 somehow. Y'all are wild. Tony Khan in the background laughing. I was telling him, bro, if I was like Tony's like his social media person, I would have straight up just posted a picture of Tony smoking a cigar. I don't even know if that exists. See, Tony Khan smoking. Like, yeah, okay. Looks like it does exist. Well, it's just definitely like a Photoshop. But I would have straight up, like, after John Cena's last match, posted this and been like, watch AEW on Wednesday live in Manchester or something. Because it was just an epic meme game. Epic meme game. There are two things Omar does best. One, laughing at WWE stupidity. Two, missing my posts. His brain just sees the blue in my picture and immediately skips it. Well, maybe if you became a channel member, I would not miss it. Become a channel member today. Get your comments, your questions highlighted in red. And if you think you won't, you got an anyway. I'm going to stop saying. Yeah. Anyway, guys. What else you want to talk about? What else are we getting into? Can we fast forward to Mania 43 season so Hunter, Hearst, Helmsley, Paul Levesque, McMahon gets booted? I don't even think he's gonna get booted. I think that Saudi show is gonna get him like a promotion, if anything. More power. May I remind you I live in Iran? You're lucky I'm here in the first place. Hey, look, man. Shout out to my Persian homies. All right, shout out to my Iranian brothers. We share a border. I'm originally from Pakistan. I was born in Pakistan. We share a border, my friend. Shout out to him. So you got another comment is crazy. Listen, Raw will be epic tonight. I'm putting all the titles on the Judgment Day. The Bronze will be squashing Axiom and Frazier. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Judgment Day bollocks continuing in 2025 or into 2026 probably is that's crazy work genuinely by WWE. That's absolutely nutty, insane, crazy, diabolical work. Not as diabolical as not hitting that like button. Oh, hold up. I think we have a live count here, fellas. We have a live count. 53% saying they did not like John Cena's last match. The tie has been broken, it seems, at least for the time being. 53%. We were at 50-50 for the entire stream, and now 53% of you, of the 34 people who have voted, are saying that you did not enjoy John Cena's last match. Get those votes in. We're going to see how we did. We're going to see what the tally's like by the end of the show. A dub poll. Oh my God. Now people are standing the poll. Is going to be a triple threat for the AEW Championship at Swerve Circle and Hangman Page Samoa Joe. Yeah, that is what it is officially been announced as. I would expect MJF to throw his hat in the ring. Not necessarily to make it a four-way, but I think maybe to make it make it a one-on-one match with whoever wins. I could see that happening. Bleacher Report gave John Cena's final run, the entire run, the retirement tour itself, an F. I don't know if I would give it an F. Maybe a D. I would give it a D probably. But yeah, it was. I mean, objectively, like, yes, it was bad. I mean, creatively a failure. Yes, I mean, no question about it. Creatively a failure, but that's not why WWE does what they do. What we do. MJF can't make it a four-way. His contract doesn't allow it. He to put the champion on 1 week notice before he challenge. I mean, that's why I think I think he can be like, look, midnight on whatever it is, Saturday, on midnight, December 26th, 2025, I am going to challenge for the AEW World Championship. By then, I think most of the show is going to be over, and then he will have challenged whoever the winner is who just went over, who just competed in a three-way matchup, and he'll have the advantage. That's what I would do. If I'm heel MJF, that's what I would do. Bleacher Report gave this week's Dynamite an A+. It was a good Dynamite. It was a very good Dynamite. I'd rather watch India WrestleMania, not Saudi. I mean, I'd rather watch WrestleMania anywhere else. Well, maybe not a couple of places, but I mean, I just wish country I have no problem with Saudi Arabia getting a WrestleMania as far as the Saudi people. It's the government though. Come on, we got to be honest. The government does evil stuff. And I would say more evil than I think people really truly understand. The stuff that John Cena said earlier this week, where he was like, it's just so great that the one thing that made me cry was seeing CM Punk apologize to Saudi Arabia. I'm like, what? What kind of world are we living in, bro? CM Punk said nothing wrong, because nothing he said was about about the people of Arabia. He said nothing about the citizens of that country. He was criticizing the government of that country, which is more than fair. Quit saying doot doot. That song started as a curse in 2025. You out of me saying, Fiend, Fiend. We will have another Hangman versus Swerve match by All In 2026. It's unfortunately going to be in the UK of all places. Yeah, I think that is the plan. I would see them winning the tag titles, Swerve turning on Hangman, Swerve being the heel, Hangman being the face, and that will be your big grudge match for Wembley. Remember, they got to sell those tickets at Wembley. JD McDonough undergoes surgery and will probably miss the rest of 2025 and some of 2026. Shout out to JD McDonough. Shout out to JD McDonough. Oh, here we go. We got Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani gave his thoughts on the John Cena last match. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Can we talk about John Cena? Talk about John Cena.
Yes.
I've been foaming at the mouth talking about John Cena. John Cena had his retirement match on Saturday night's main event on Peacock here in the United States at the MCI Center, aka the Verizon Center, aka the Capital One Center in Washington, D.C. And they sold like an insane amount of tickets, and I think the gate was 4 million. It's the most ever for that venue, and it's the most ever for an arena event, and WWE and TK are killing it and all this stuff. And it's John Cena versus Gunther. And can I just say this about it? Listen, they did an incredible job of hyping it. They did a year-long storyline. There were highs, there were lows. He turned heel, he turned back face. There was The Rock involved, then he wasn't involved. Travis Scott was involved, he wasn't involved. I said I didn't mind the heel turn. I said everything after the heel turn wasn't great. I've also said, by the way, I have immense respect for John Cena as a performer and as a human being. Like anytime I see a John Cena interview or clip, he comes off as such a good person, like truly a good person, salt of the earth mensch. He comes across as just like a great celebrity who you want your kids to be a fan of. And he was the perfect poster child for the WWE in the post-Rock Stone Cold era. He was the perfect guy. He never got in trouble. He never embarrassed the company. He never took his ball and went home. He was never involved in any scandal or anything like that.
Oh, I just realized this is a 9-minute clip. Holy shit. Okay, all right, Ariel. We got to speed this up a little bit. Where are we?
So that was kind of the meat of his career. Tournament felt very empty. There was no connection between him and Gunther. He was
Agreed.
not there for the tournament. It didn't really feel like the way you were given a storyline like this. You were given an arc like this. It feels like a creative member, a writer's dream, a producer's dream. And there were so many great options throughout the year to end it on. It didn't feel like this was the perfect way to end it.
Okay, what else?
To the business. And to that I say BS. I say hogwash to that. I say that's nonsense because that is unwanted. This is exactly what he wanted. He wanted to give back to the business. And to that I say BS. I say hogwash to that. I say that's nonsense because that is an ideology from a business that no longer exists. That's 1970s, 1980s wrestling. Oh, the guy leaves the territory, he gets pinned, he's on the way. That's not WWE Unreal territory. That's not the era that we're living in now. We live and consume a completely different product. This is a completely different business. And so to say like, oh yeah, that's what they used to do in Memphis wrestling back in the day. That's what they used to do in Smoky Mountain wrestling back in the day. You have to do the job. Who wanted to see John Cena lose time and again in the last few months? Got his ass whooped by Brock Lesnar. Lost to Dominic Mysterio.
I mean, look, he does make a very compelling point, right? The argument is like John Cena probably lost way too much in his final run than he should have. And like nonsensical losses, right? Like the Brock Lesnar thing to this day is like, it was such a waste of like 4 dates for Cena. I mean, granted, most of his dates at this point were a waste, but it was that was like such a putrid waste of dates. The match had no aura, it had no meaning, it had no feeling, it did nothing, it stood for nothing, it was nothing. It was an embarrassment to Cena, and I would have much rather have seen that be Cena versus Punk, done the proper way, or Cena versus Randy done the proper way. So in that way, in that respect, I guess I agree very much with Ariel Helwani. And I think like I understand that frustration.
Mysterio loses to Gunther. And not only does he lose in his retirement match, the guy who told us for 20 plus years to never give up, not only does he lose via submission. And not only does he lose via submission, not only does he go out on his shield, we know about that, right, guys? Like, you get submitted and you don't tap, that's going out on your shield. No, he taps. And not only does he taps in like the most, like I give up. I literally give up way possible with a smile on his face. Ah, isn't that cute?
Yeah, no, this is actually hilarious. Like, he's just like, Cena lose.
Smiled. Thanks for the memories. No, I reject this. This is not what
gotta cook this real quick. I'm sorry. The loss to Brock was more about the future. My guy, Brock is reportedly retiring in 2026 in Minneapolis at SummerSlam. What future? The dude is 50 years old. He's a freaky ass dude who shouldn't even be there to begin with. Dude does nothing. He isn't a draw. They don't need him to draw money. They don't need him to draw fans. Brock is an unnecessary relic of the past. That's what he is. He doesn't mean anything. He, in fact, takes away from the few monsters that WWE is trying to build up right now. It was a waste. It was a waste. They wanted to pop an SEO and pop a rating for PR purposes on ESPN, and they failed at that. They failed, all right? ESPN reportedly not so keen and happy with the way things are. And look, they shouldn't have been. WWE was never going to perform at the level that they were on Peacock on ESPN by virtue of the fact that ESPN is in 10 houses compared to Peacock. Especially at that time. Come on, bro. Future, Brock, exactly. Come on. See what else Ariel has to say.
Those people wanted. This is not what anyone who was a fan of his wanted. It's almost like this weird fixation of we know what everyone wants, let's give them the complete opposite. No one in attendance, none of the people that paid all that money wanted to see John go out like that. They did not want to see him tap out. They did not want to see him give up. The beacon of perseverance, of hope, of standing up for yourself, of never giving up. He taps in his final appearance. What? That is a mistake. And you know what's so frustrating about it?
Oh, Ariel's getting work now.
It is. We just saw Dustin Poirier lose in his retirement fight. In Louisiana, of all places, in his home state, in New Orleans. He lost fair and square. It sucked. It was depressing if you're a Poirier fan. But guess what? They can't script that result. They couldn't plan for another result. They couldn't put him over. They couldn't give him the swan song that he wanted.
Well, they could if they tried.
Couldn't give him the final send-off that he wanted because it's unscripted. This is scripted. You could have given us this. It's the only sport that is scripted. It's the only, I want the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl. I want Josh Allen to win with 5 seconds left.
Oh, okay, Ariel, you lost me. No, we're not listening to this heresy by Ariel Helwani about the Bills winning. No. The Baltimore Ravens, we're back on track. We control our own destiny. 3 wins, and we're in. No Mahomes. We're going to the Super Bowl. All right? We're going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, yeah, dig it. Cena should have faded away. I wouldn't disagree with that. Just do what I said, Omar. What did you say, bro? The best thing that Brock has done is rolling backwards on the stage. When was that? I don't even remember that. AJ was seen laughing when Triple H was booed by the fans. I really hope after what happened to Cena Styles, deserves to have his retirement elsewhere. No, it's not a big deal to everyone else. AJ would want to go out on his back too, probably. I don't think here's my thing, right? I don't think John Cena was disrespected in his last match. I think he was disrespected in virtually every single match before that. But his last match was not the thing, I think, to get upset about. The thing to get upset about was the lack of care put into his heel turn. The thing to get upset about was John Cena versus Randy Orton being booked to be trash for the final time. The thing to get upset about was John Cena versus CM Punk being booked to be trash. The thing to get upset about is the fact that John Cena had basically given up on his heel run with no explanation virtually. It was the best decision to do at the time, but it's where we are. It was entirely bad. They made this as bad of a year and creatively as it could be for John Cena. And that, to me, is what's disrespectful. I don't think the way he went out in that match, which I thought was an epic, which I thought was a really good retirement match, I don't think that is failing him or disrespectful. I think that everything leading up to this moment was. Going to the fact that they burned a lot of his dates doing bull crap like the Brock Lesnar stuff or cutting nonsensical promos leading up to his heel turn. And instead of having a true build to this Gunther match, Gunther just wins the tournament and then he's wrestling him on Saturday. It was crap. It was absolute dog poop. It was bad. But it wasn't like the final match was as good as it was going to be. Gunther having a freaking joke since tapping out to Jay Yeterman. Yeterman is crazy. Jason Yeterman is crazy, brother. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. He did. I thought he was fading away. Maybe I blinked. Even Eddie didn't tap. Eddie who? Kingston? Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero. Well, anyway. It was one of those weird slow taps. If you could wrestle Sharon... What? I don't even know. Okay. Go up, Omer. I repost. I don't even know what you're talking about. I actually don't even know. Did I already read your chat? I don't even know, dog. I don't see nothing else from you unless I read it already. When Vidor tapped us, I have no idea what that is. Baltimore Ravens have the New England Patriots, Green Bay Packers, and Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, look, easy dub against the Patriots. Look, you saw what happened in the second half of that game against the Bills. They're cooked. They're cooked. They're going to lose out. Might not even make the playoffs at this rate, okay? They're going to lose out. We're getting that dub. Easy. Sunday Night Football. Lamar don't lose in December. We're good. Green Bay Packers. Fool's gold. Trash. Dog shit. We're going to stomp that ass. Jordan Love. Nah, ain't going to be no love. Ain't going to be no love when we face y'all. It's just going to be you getting cooked, my dog. And then the Steelers at home. Or sorry, the Steelers on the road. We lost at home. We're going to win on the road. That's how it is. That's how it be in the AFC North. Don't ask me why. That's what it is. I'm telling you. You will not regret it. I don't even, I legit don't know. I can't scroll. I'm scrolling up in my chat and I'm not seeing it. And like, I think my chats, like, they expire after like every like 20 or so chats. So you're going to have to repost it. L year for Hunter, absolutely. This is like his worst year as a booker. And like WWE fans would probably tell you the same thing. Anyway, guys. All right, as soon as Leo reposts this thing, I think we're going to close the poll. Actually, we're going to close the poll now, guys. The poll is officially done. The poll is officially over. We had 37 votes. Thank you to everyone who participated. And we had 46% say they enjoyed John Cena's last match. 54% saying they did not. It goes to the 54%. It goes to the knots. John Cena's last match, according to the Real Take community, absolutely sucked. Lamar is 3-5 in the playoffs. Look. Yeah. But he's finna be 7-5 after this year, dog. What you mean? You watch NCAA, Omer? Oh no, the Boise State Broncos are trash, so no, not anymore. I do keep up with like the bigger names though. All right, reposting number 3. You see Bobby Monsoon's video about John Cena last night. Who is Bobby Monsoon? I have not seen Bobby Monsoon's video about John Cena. Is this it? Is this it? I assume this is it. Triple H destroys John Cena's legacy. I have not seen it. I don't think I can't play it. Definitely can't play it, but I'll check it out for sure. I'll check it out. Shout out to Bobby Monsoon, I guess. Just watch the intro of the last video. I will. You should see BC Amplified too. I have not seen what BC Amplified. I can't react to it. I don't know Bobby. I don't want to risk getting like copyrighted. I don't know what the here. I'll react to it off camera. How about that? Okay. I will react to Bobby Monsoon's thing off camera. Shout out to Bobby. I don't want to make it weird.
I can't believe the last time is now. We didn't forget
to tell off. You turned heel, then you fell off. You know the booking stinks and you couldn't get the smell off. The franchise doing big business, try getting TKO out of debt, didn't work, so now they finished. A soldier, so you just kept on fighting, even though the booking's bad and nobody you like it. You sold your soul to The Rock and they knew it would fail. Triple H did you bad, they should put him in jail, buried to hell. But then he didn't, you turned heel, then you switched it. All the fans watching necking like we didn't witness. It's okay, you had the match with AJ, it was so great. You supposed to leave in a dope way. It's whatever, bro, get your cheddar, the company's dying, and now you gone, things won't get better. We all see them bust the whole plan, then made you tap out looking less than the man. God damn, I can't believe the time is now. I can't believe the last time is now.
Dog, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts.
Cena's retired, I'm crying now. I can't believe the last time is now.
Shout out to Bobby Monsoon for that. That was good stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, youtube.com/Bobby Monsoon 215. That was dope. That was dope. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10, 5 stars, 7 in the Tokyo Dome, all of the above. Shout out to Bobby Monsoon. That was fantastic work. We're subscribing just for that. We're subscribing. That was good stuff. The great new wrestling YouTuber. We made him an AEW fan. Great, man. Love to see it. Love to see it, man. Hit him up. Tell him Big Om approves. A lot of your audience watches him too. Interesting. I didn't know that. BC Amplified. People support Bobby and BC Amplified. Yep. Support them both, man. Support wrestling YouTube, including your boy. Oh, man. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Hashtag thank you, Leo. Thank you, Leo. Appreciate it. All right, guys. It is time. The time for me to go to bed is now. Okay? The time for bed is now. It's like, no, the time for me to go back to work is now. Anyway, guys, this has been a fun stream. We've been doing it for about an hour and 20 minutes, and I appreciate every single one of you tuned in. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. Y'all are the reason I do this. So, love y'all. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll be back hopefully later this week for another stream. If you have not seen it, please go check out the vlog. It is posted on the channel right now. I went to John Cena's last match. It's with me, Kenny Baum, Just Brian. Go check that out. Go check out the other stuff too. Why I stopped watching WWE. Survivor Series War Games was awful. The Full Gear vlog, which is up. This one too, didn't get as much love, but I know y'all will love it. The top 10 John Cena matches of all time video. That is also up. And of course, in addition to that, because why would I only have one channel? I have multiple channels. We cooking over here on youtube.com/WrestleVibes. My side channel. Go check out the stuff I got going over there. It's all docu-style content. Guy covered why WWE fans are done with Triple H. This one is a bit of a thank you letter to John Cena. Also talked about the Death Riders and how AEW is saving them. So go check that out. youtube.com/WrestleVibes. Y'all are dope, man. W love, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10. A shout out to Bobby Monsoon and BC, proud subscriber of both. Hey, man. Shout out to him. See, this is what you get when you see my posts. Thank you, Leo. I appreciate you. Bed, just pull a 96 HBK and hit AO. All right. And on that note, thank you, Double, for the advice that I will not be taking. But I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to everyone. Thank you, John Cena. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Find me, and if you're going hate this, you can bite me. Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a f***ing name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste it, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate it, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker